Hello and welcome to AI 840, AI Literacy. My name is Mr. Dak Phillips and I'm going to be your instructor this semester. What I want to do is take a few minutes to take you on a tour of the course, show you where to find things, talk a little bit about the policies and procedures that this course is going to follow, a little bit about the content, get into the syllabus, and that kind of thing. Let's go ahead and get started. When you first get into the course, you're presented with this homepage, and up at the top you can kind of see some announcements. The first one that's available is a welcome to the class. You can read through that. That's just a hello about what the course is and what to expect. Notice that there's also an announcement here about your final assessment. That assessment will be due Friday, June 27th at midnight. So make sure and get that in by then, because I'll need that in order to process grades on time. Also, on the left side of the screen, you can see the navigation pane. This is where you can go to find various links in the class. You've got the syllabus, the modules, the announcements, discussions, assignments, and grades. I'll briefly run through that. If for some reason you can't see this navigation pane, you can click on the navigation menu up here. This is what we call the hamburger button, and that will open that menu, show you those options. The homepage itself has some buttons. These three buttons over here go to various links on Sneed's website. There's some of the things that are afforded to you as a student at Sneed State. There's also a Start Here button, and clicking that will take you to the Modules tab, the Start Here sections at the top, and that's where you'll get started in the course. I've got it in red also here, but clicking on that will take you to the modules. And once you're here, obviously you've found the intro video. We'll talk about the syllabus in a minute or two. We've also got the announcements. Talked a little bit about that, but you can kind of see these. I don't make an announcement for every single assignment, but I do try and hit the highlights. And so this week there's a welcome. I've also got the announcement about the final assessment and that kind of thing. We've got discussions. You have one discussion post this semester, and that's to play around a little bit with RTF prompting. That's going to be the subject that we're going to study. You can also go to assignments. That'll show you all the assignments that are due. Grades, this is where you'll go to check your progress in the course and that kind of thing. But going back to the modules, the Start Here, this is information that you need to know about the course. Obviously you're watching the welcome video. There's a blurb about me here. You can read a little bit about my background. There's also course policies. You'll need to read through these course policies and familiarize yourself with those. Those are our policies that will pertain to this class, so that you can get the most out of it this semester. It also tells you things like what software is required and how to participate in the course and that kind of thing. There's also a pre-assessment quiz. This quiz assumes that you have no knowledge of AI or RTF prompting. This is just kind of an assessment to see where you are, how much you already know, and you will need to complete this at your earliest convenience so that you won't be dropped at the end of the week for non-attendance. Note that if you're on any kind of financial aid, you won't receive that until you complete this, and I can't count you present and attending in the course until you complete this. So please make sure that you complete this at your earliest convenience, but no later than the due date of June 26th. There's also some helpful resources here. You've got the academic integrity policy. This comes straight from Sneed's college catalog. As long as you're doing your own work, putting your own best foot forward this semester, we won't have any issues, but read through that and familiarize yourself. That's there for your benefit. Also, there's the makeup policy. Since this is an online class, I'm hoping that we don't have to get into that very much, but this does tell you what's expected of you as a student, some of the things that are excused, in terms of absences and vacations and things like that. There's also something here, if you've never used Canvas before, You can use this to familiarize yourself with the Canvas environment, find out where to find things, and that kind of thing. Um, the course itself is laid out in terms of weeks, and you can kind of see that we're primarily going to be going through prompt engineering. Uh, in this folder, I've got objectives and I've got tasks. The objectives tell you what you need to know for the week, so read through that because that'll tell you what you need to know. When we get into the lesson, I'll review this. Next is the tasks, and that's what I expect you to do for the week. There's going to be videos to watch, readings you may have to do from a textbook, and then any assignments that are available that will be listed here as well. You can kind of see the assignments are laid out in those modules as well. There are some assignments here. First is that pre-assessment quiz. Then we're going to be looking at the intro video, the instructional video for RTF prompting. This will tell you all about RTF prompting and how to do it, some of the things to expect, and that kind of thing. And then after that, you'll have 3 assignments to do this semester, and they're all due on the last day of the course, which is June 27th. So that's kind of showing you around a little bit. I talked a little bit about announcements already. You can go to the discussion post by clicking this link under modules, but you can also go to the discussions tab here, and that is available. As far as the discussion is concerned, you'll have a question laid out. There's a discussion post rubric that tells you how I'm going to grade that. And I do expect you to respond to at least one peer on this discussion. You can do more than one, but I expect at least one. And I'm expecting kind of at least a paragraph in reply to a peer. Try and make the most of this discussion. Announcements, talked a little bit about that. Grades. Your grade this semester is going to be out of 175. And let's go ahead and get into the syllabus, talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing. Here's a description of the course. This comes straight from the course catalog. There's a little bit about me here. You can see a little bit more about my background. My instructor's contact policy. This is how you can get in touch with me, my office, and that kind of thing. Here are some important dates that you need to be aware of. Last day to withdraw from the class with a grade of W. Last day to submit work for the semester. Note that this class does meet asynchronously, and so that means that you're going to be doing this at your convenience when you want to. Having said that, we will have assignments that are due each week, but you can kind of set your own schedule based on your family life, your work life, other classes that you have, those kind of things. Textbook, we're not going to use a textbook for this. Instead, there's going to be lecture videos and that kind of thing. You can read this about our Parson Books Plus program. That provides students with a flat rate per credit hour for their materials, and this course is covered under that policy. The course learning outcomes, you can kind of see a little bit here. We've got some institutional outcomes for the entire college. We've got some program outcomes for our computer science department that you can read through that. And you've also got course outcomes. Hopefully by the time you finish this course, you should be able to do the things that are listed here. Like I mentioned, we will go over that in the lecture video. Course outline, we'll be going over RTF program, prompt engineering. That's what we're going to be studying. And you can kind of see the course calendar here. This is laid out in terms of 1 week. And you can see the assignments here. You will need to do that pre-assessment, even though it's not worth any points, just so I can count you present and attending. And then after that, you'll have some reinforcement assignments and exams to test your knowledge of prompt engineering once you're finished. You got an evaluation and assessment here. All of your points available this semester is going to be 175. You can kind of see your grade scale here. I do round, so if you make an 89.5, that is an A in my book, and so forth and so on. Note that I don't give any extra credit assignments during the semester. So kind of keep that in mind. Make sure and put your best foot forward on assignments and things like that. Your exam will have to be proctored, and we use HonorLock as our proctoring software. So familiarize yourself with that and make a note of that. Artificial intelligence use in this course. I'm labeling this as guided allowance. Since we are using AI this semester, note that there are going to be some exams and assignments that you can use AI on, and I'll kind of give you those guidelines. There's going to be some other parts that you may not be able to use AI on, and just kind of keep that in mind. Make sure that you're honest and completing work successfully. AI is great. But it does require you to do a little bit of reflection. If you let AI do all of the work, then you're not really using your mind any, and that kind of defeats the purpose of taking this course. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're going through. You can read this policy. If you have any questions, you can email me about it. There's policies and statements. These are policies and statements that apply to all of your courses here at Sneed. And there's also resources that's available to you as a student. You can look through this. It's things like the Laptop Loaner Program, Mental Health Services, our Parson Pantry and Parson Closet. Policies and statements, these apply to all of our courses, and you can see here it goes through the academic integrity policy, the ADA policy, non-discrimination, students' complaints, and so forth and so on. Just read that at your convenience. That's been a quick tour of the class. Hopefully you kind of have figured out where to go for things. Most everything that you need is going to be in modules though, so get ready to learn about RTF prompt engineering. That's going to be the primary focus of this learning experience, and I look forward to working with you this semester. Good luck.